Good morning, gorgeous souls. How are you? I'm live here every Tuesday, live here in the group for the Soul Wealth Show, helping you, wherever you are on your alcohol freedom, your sugar freedom journey. Some are both, some are one, some are the other. And it's all good. We're all at different places and you're welcome here, because underpinning all of this, whether it's alcohol, whether it's sugar, we want to get to the roots, to really get to what's going on underneath. This is where the wellness tree supports us beautifully. And what I want to share with you today is a couple of things. So first of all, I just want to let you know, welcome. Thank you for joining me. First of all, heads up, I can't always see comments. I'm recording on my phone, can't always see the comments. So I will pop back in the group and reply to those if you leave me any questions. Let me know, pop them in the comments, or feel free to reach out and connect, send me a private message. I love to hear from you. So first of all, if you haven't heard, we have got our free, exciting Soul Wealth Challenge, and that is starting on Monday the 16th of September, and I'm going to be going live here in the group 4 p.m. UK on the Monday, and the same again on the Tuesday, and I'm going to be sharing with you how to do an incredible, exciting, wow soul detox, which is, it's actually going to be really good, because doing a soul detox means that we're letting go. So first of all, we're gaining clarity, we're letting go, we're really simplifying, we're really aiming to feel better. So this is going to be a very nurturing challenge. It's going to be almost like grounding down into us, getting very clear individually on what you want to create in your life, what you want to let go of, what just doesn't feel good anymore. Create space with the detox. And I'm not talking about drinking green juices, although if you want to, that's absolutely part of it. But this is looking at all of our different life areas. So we'll be following the wellness tree as our guide, which is my method that I use with clients. We'll be toe dipping into that, and I will show you how you can literally go around your tree and look at the different areas. And then you can really focus on, okay, what is clearly the area that I need to be working on, and what are the changes that I can make to really support me. So we're going to be working on getting clear, also planning, organising, so that you're really learning to let go of any overwhelm that you might be having. And it just feels so good, because this is the root work that I do with clients. When we take charge, when we feel calm, when we're in control, when we're supporting our nervous system as we're wanting to create these changes, it's easier to let go of the alcohol or the sugar. Or if you're at the place where you're just kind of cutting back, you're not ready to let it go completely, or maybe you're just really sitting with this sober, curious, whatever terms, whatever language feels good to you. I like alcohol or sugar freedom, because to me that feels different to all of us. It's very kind. For some people it's no alcohol, no sugar at all. For some it's now and again, and for some it's just, it is different. I've been at all different stages of this journey, and all I can do as a soul wellness coach is really share how my journey has been for me. And today I'm going to share really how I have done it with the big disclaimer that it's not something that we do and it's done and we're fixed and we're sorted and la-di-da, life is all a bed of roses. No, it's continual work. It's continual work. But what I love to do is to reframe this journey as a kind of adventure. And it's where we are learning who we really are at soul level. So it's traveling light. It's being that gorgeous light that we are. And it's living the life that we came here on this planet to live. So that means learning to let go of the numbing, the squashing, the distractions. Now we know we have inside of us a seed, a burning desire of specific things that we want to create. Maybe it's a new business, or to really ground into your business. Perhaps it's just to be better at work in your career, whatever that looks for you. To be a better mom, a better wife, to really be more present with our loved ones. But it all starts with that connection to ourselves. And I'm going to share with you some tips, some inspiration, some things that have really helped me. And just know that I don't have this done perfectly, and I don't think anyone does. It's all... This is why I love an adventure, because that invites us to take the pressure off ourselves. There's no perfectionism. We don't want to do it perfectly. And this is where I used to get into this trap of, well, I don't want to even try in case I just know I'm going to mess it up. I don't want to fail. We need to embrace failure, because failure is feedback. Failure is, it's information. It's how we know what works for us and what doesn't. So we really need to be okay with that. So let me just check. I have mentioned the Soul Wealth Challenge. That's starting on the 16th of September. We're going to be really diving into this deeper over we've got 15 days together. You also have accountability with the group. You can have accountability with me. Just message me and we can get that set up for you. So that's the Soul Wealth Challenge. But let's talk about now alcohol and sugar freedom and how I found it. Okay, so yes, it's definitely ongoing work. Now, alcohol is not a thing for me anymore. Honestly, it literally might pop into my head as a thought now and again. And typical days would be if I was in a sunny pub garden and I saw people drinking wine and they looked like they were having an amazing time, and it might pop in and it might just be, oh, that would be really nice right now. But it's not something that I would act on. And that's not from a place of... oh my God, I must never have that again and I've banned it. I can drink if I want to, okay? I can have a drink. I can have a glass of wine if I want to. But I choose not to. And my reasons are my why. Because I know I feel so much better without it. And to get to that place, I had to almost hit my head against a door. I was trying to get through the other side of the door to get my freedom, and yet I kept repeating the same cycles and patterns over and over again. The constant Mondays, fresh starts. That's it, I've got to change my whole life, But just trying to get out of that, it took such a lot of effort, such a lot of hard work. And if we can just learn to lighten the load, to breathe, to just relax around this more, it starts to feel a bit easier. It starts to feel more possible. So this is an adventure of getting to know yourself. It's a journey of remembering who we really are, and getting to your soul freedom is somewhere we never actually arrive to. We just go deeper, we embody more, we become more, we cement, we ground down into. And that's something that's really hard to describe. It's actually what this journey is, which is a feeling journey. It's so many people say to me, like, they're trying to think their way out of cravings, and they're trying to think their way out of feeling stuck with drinking or sugar binging cycles. And it's like, always, you know, I always say, like, mindset is just 20% of this journey, and the rest is body, it's the somatics, it's also who we are being, it's the energetics, which is something that I have recently qualified in as a soul energetics practitioner. So I really understand more now the energetics of really who we are being, who we are at that soul level. And it's fascinating because once you know, like, I've been really working with human design, numerology, cosmic months, working with my energy, working with the cycles, the rhythms. Once you learn to bring this into your life, as well as all the other things that you're doing, your habits, your rituals, your routines, and this doesn't need to be complicated, but once you know about this and you learn this, you're then living in more balance, in more harmony, and in more flow. And quite frankly, learning about soul energetics has helped me to understand even more that we are not the same. Every soul is different, every nervous system is different, and it really helps to be able to combine the two. And you can start on this by really just watching yourself, observing yourself from a place of kindness and compassion and curiosity, and just noticing, isn't that interesting that I made that choice today? Why did I do that? What was I feeling at the time? Again, feedback, right? So I really don't want to go off on a great long path of many different paths, which I can do. So I'm going to stick to my notes. I'm going to share with you the specific things that have helped me. And I did do a brainstorm on this last night, and I've just captured the main things. But to be honest, it's many different things. It's a blend, and it's going to be different for all of us. So on Thursday, I am going to be celebrating 8 years on my sober journey. Now, I don't really call it my sober journey anymore. I used to, but it's more of an alcohol freedom journey. But because I no longer think about alcohol anymore, I'm now on a sugar freedom journey, but it's so much more than that, because it's not about the alcohol, it's not about the sugar, or if it's cigarettes or caffeine or whatever the thing is that you're wanting to let go of. It's what's the thing beneath that. It's the soul journey. It's coming home to ourselves. So on Thursday, it's going to be 8 years since I really decided enough's enough. I've got to radically change my lifestyle. And I know I've shared this before, but if you haven't heard my story, I'm going to share it in literally a minute if I can. Very, very brief nutshell style. I didn't identify as an alcoholic. I was not end of spectrum drinking, nothing like that at all. Most people would not have known that I had an issue with wine. It was specifically red wine, it was Merlot, that was my thing, and I used to love, actually it was more like a bottle to a bottle and a half every night, more at weekends. That was at my worst. And that's, you know, to some that's nothing, to others that's like, wow, that's a lot. It felt like a lot to me, and I used it really. I remember when I first found wine, which was around 16, 17 years ago. So I found it really late on in life, because before that, didn't even like the taste of it. And it started out as a fun thing to do. I loved the way it made me feel. It was like the bars, and then it was party for one, and then it was let's add in all the junk food, which was my original underlying addiction, was sugar, was comfort eating, binge eating, numbing, squashing. I did it for soothing, I did it for comfort, kind of childhood traumas and things going on there. So yeah, there was a lot of messy kind of numbed out stuff, and I struggled for a long time. This is going to be longer than a minute, isn't it? I struggled for a long time to find balance with it. I was trying to moderate for ages. I began to study moderation as well, and it's like, I want to make this work. I don't want to let go of my precious wine. I really want to make this work. But I couldn't. It was too hard. I probably could if I'd really persevered, but in the end, I thought no. And so then I decided I want to be alcohol free, and again, that was really hard to get a lift off. I could get days together, weekends, like it was very bitty. I could do a few weeks. I even managed a month, but it felt so hard. I just felt like all I was doing was thinking about drinking, thinking about not drinking, feeling almost naked and weird, and it just, I felt like two different people, 1 foot here and 1 foot over there in the new kind of identity that I wanted to create for myself. And what happened, I think, you know, I would have just muddled along, doing that in that way for however long. And something awful could have happened, because I knew that I was not going down a good road. I could feel it was a real slippery slope. Plus it was really exhausting, and it was taking my time, my energy. It was so expensive. I was spending a lot of money, and days off work and things, and having hangovers, and just not showing up as my best self, having sleepless nights, you know, all of the kind of negative knock-on effects of just over drinking and just feeling terrible. And then my new husband got married, and then 2 weeks later I drank a little bit too much at the pub. I was really merry, and I obviously embarrassed him, and he just said to me, you need to really, really do something about your drinking. I knew he was serious. I knew he was right. And for me, it was like a massive, like, kick up the bum, wake up call. I so wanted to do something, and I'm so grateful that he said that to me. And so that was 8 years ago, and honestly, I've never looked back. Of course, there's been tough moments, and I haven't been 100% alcohol free on that journey. I've had a few drinking experiments, and I've often talked about these. And again, this was feedback. This was stuff that proved to me, actually, I'm happier not drinking. And then after my first year of not drinking, I decided to tackle my sugar freedom journey, because not drinking, I was then eating more sugar, just like worse than I ever had before. And people were saying to me in the sober groups, they were saying, oh no, that's okay, you're not drinking, that's the main thing. And I could see what they were saying, but to me, in my soul, it was like, no. And that's really when I really committed to really changing my life and living a more conscious, intentional lifestyle. And that's really when the wellness tree started. It started as this seed, this idea that I planted, and the wellness tree has grown alongside me. I've just literally been following the breadcrumbs, baby caterpillar steps over the last 8 years. And it's such a great approach, because I've been able to just create so many different changes, so many different changes. And yeah, the journey continues. The journey absolutely continues. So I don't want to make this too long. I'm going to crack on with what specifically has helped me over these last 8 years. So it started, number one, with a decision. All change, all positive change that we want to create in our lives starts with us deciding to. There we go. That's easy, right? Yeah, a decision. That's why I say our soul freedom, alcohol freedom, sugar freedom, whatever type of freedom you're wanting to create, it's literally a decision away. And then the hard part is we have to show up as the version of us that just does that, as the new identity. And then that's where the work is. It's the work to embodiment. And I always say it's like we're trying that cloak on of the new identity, and the behavior will change. But it's a journey. It's all part of the adventure, which is why we need to be okay with failure, feedback, messiness, imperfection, experimenting. It's all part of it. All part of it. The next thing is knowing why. So it's knowing what changes we want to make, first of all. What changes? Is it that you want to drink less? You want to eat less sugar? Is that too difficult and you would love to just completely eliminate it at all? Or take a break? So we're all different. So what specifically do you want to create? And open this question up slightly to step into your vision a bit more. What habits would you like to create? Is it that you would love to spend more time in nature, or you'd love to just get moving more? You'd love to be more present for your loved ones. You'd love a gorgeous self-care routine, a winding down after work routine. You'd love to be able to just really align into the true, authentic you, and just really start nourishing yourself in different ways. So go into this vision, go in as deep as you can, even carving out, some time to grab a journal and just really sit with yourself. Ask yourself, what? Yeah, it's so powerful. At even getting in touch with places, parts of you from the past, things that you were doing, that you used to do, that you loved, that you've lost touch with, things that you would love to do in the future. Maybe you don't feel confident, you think, why me? But then I say, why the hell not? We can do anything we want. If there was no time restraints, no financial restraints, if anything was possible, like, what would it be? Literally dare to dream. Dare to dream. And then why? Why do you want to create these things? Let's take it back to alcohol and sugar freedom. Why? For me, it was I want to live a more conscious and intentional lifestyle, because I want freedom from alcohol. I want freedom from sugar. I don't want to be controlled. I don't like how it makes me feel. I want to have better sleep. I want my body to feel better, less bloating. I want my head to feel clearer. I want to be more present with my husband, with my dog. I want to enjoy. I want to be happy. I just want to feel lighter and to get rid of the thoughts about drinking and consuming. And I want freedom. I want peace. This was the biggest driver for me. It was internal peace. And now I am really good at saying no to virtually everything, because I want to protect my peace. This journey is such a journey of eliminating, of saying no, of getting rid of most things, and then in this space bringing back and introducing the specific things that are priority for you, that mean something, really mean something to you. And this is what we're going to be working on in the free challenge, in the Soul Wealth Challenge, is like really figuring out what needs to go. What needs to go to the trash? What can we give away? What can we let go with love? What can we release because it just does not feel good anymore? We let go with love. We create this space to breathe, to like get clear, to think, to just be. So many of us are craving space. This is a soul craving of space. Give me space, give me silence, give me time alone to just gather myself. And quite frankly, our alcohol freedom, sugar freedom success plan, our daily plan needs to have this in it every day, even if it's just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, is space, literally, to just gather, reconnect, ground, center. And this goes against everything that is in our society now. We're encouraged to live fast, have this thing quickly off Amazon, have this now, try this thing, you know, all these things. And it's information overload. It really is. So, also the things, the things in your why need to be your priorities. So just grabbing a short list of your whys and make them your absolute priorities. Like, these specific things are the things that are important to me. Like, for me, like my husband, my dog, my home, my health, obviously, my business, my friends, my family. Yeah, total wellness, total life wellness, which is what the Wellness Tree stands for. It's rooted in health. It's rooted in simplicity, simple habits, systems, routines, really helping you to set up your day, which feeds into your life areas, which has that gorgeous ripple effect. And we have that juicy fruit. We have, you know, what we came here to be. And the next thing is, so this kind of ties in with the next thing, which is knowing what we want to create. When I first stopped drinking, I had real trouble with this, with the vision piece. Like, all I knew was I wanted to feel better. So start with what you do know. I wanted to feel better. And so to feel better, I figured out, well, I need to now focus on my diet, what I'm consuming. And this is where we're turning away from, you know, being robbed of what alcohol and sugar is taking from us, our energy, our time, our money, our heart. Like, it's taking everything. And now we're focusing on putting back, nourishing, replenishing, nurturing, soul feeding, like heart-led, soul-led living. And again, we're looking at different life areas, so we'll be working on this in the challenge. The biggest thing that we need to know is, before we look at all of these things are going to stretch us, and they are going to make us feel uncomfortable. And these are the typical thoughts, the typical feelings that come up that will make us like, oh my God, I need a glass of wine. Let me just go and eat a piece of chocolate cake, which turns into 2 or 3. Let me just go and buy something on Amazon, and then we get distracted and we end up buying loads of things. So the invitation for all of us, and this is ongoing practice, is to be okay with feeling uncomfortable, to feel through the cravings. This is exactly what I support clients with. If you want any resources, I do have a resource that can help you with this. But just know that this is only one piece there. It's so many different things. So being okay with being uncomfortable, also knowing where we can stretch. So thinking of like a rubber band mindset, and also it's a feeling. Where can I stretch into so that my plan feels flexible? It doesn't feel like I'm being restricted. And it may be that alcohol or sugar is a no. So then how can you give these things to yourself in a way that feels okay with you? And this is where we need to have some feel-good rules in place, because we need to have feel-good rules to help us. It helps the nervous system. Like, we have these boundaries and we know the feedback we're going to get if we step over those boundaries. So again, this is all part of the journey, all part of the adventure of getting to know ourselves. So focusing on diet, this is something that I really went into a lot. I decided to educate myself on, okay, well, what supplements, what specific things do I need to be supporting my body with? I'm going to be sharing a few of these things in the challenge for you. Things to help with, eliminating cravings, things to really make sure our nervous system is supported, things to support sleep. This is the next area I worked on, is sleep hygiene. And I remember one of the treats, one of the things that I bought myself from the money that I saved from not drinking, was actually to buy some, nice new bedding, buy a new mattress, something really comfortable. I thought, well, if I'm going to start learning to take care of myself properly, then I want to have nice, comfortable, nurturing things around me. So having good sleep habits, sleep rituals, things to calm and soothe. The next thing is, so these things I was kind of working on all at the same time sometimes, and just dipping out. It's kind of a dipping and diving and going with the flow kind of journey as well. Remembering that these are things that, the easiest way to describe this is you need to have some kind of system set up where you're working on these things in mini habits. So emotional resilience is the next thing. Learning to feel our feelings without numbing, squashing, distracting, and really feeling what wants to be felt. If you need really professional support with that, counselling, therapy, psychologists, anything that you need that help with, then definitely get that support in place. Otherwise, I just work through so much stuff with my journal, and combining that with moving, with walking in nature, long walks, even things like dancing the energy through, or like just if it's anger, just like really like letting that come out, shaking, all kinds of things. And this is really the embodiment piece. It's the somatics, and it's learning how to resource our nervous system as we are making these changes. It's creating boundaries. It's learning to say no to things with love, and compassion, and kind of doing that in the right way. Having a winding down routine after work is really crucial, because it's signaling to our brains like this is the end of the day. 5 p.m. is very commonly what they call witching hour. The wine witch starts up like, oh, wouldn't a glass of wine be lovely right now? So we have to actually train our brains that. We don't do that anymore. This is what we do now. And it took me ages to get this, because my brain, as with most people's, wanted to go to the familiar habit. And this is where I followed the work of Joe Dispenza, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I love his work. And having a winding down routine, having an evening care routine in place, so that you can literally, I'm just writing stuff down so it doesn't pop out of my mind, but so that you can literally reset your kind of energy from the day to the evening. And just know that, like, this is the time we wind down, we prepare ourselves for sleep. And this makes such a lot of difference. And it's not staying up till midnight scrolling on our phones. It's not drinking loads of coffee. So it's really being very, very conscious of what we're taking in, what we're listening to, what we're watching, and does it support us? Again, in the free challenge, we're going to be going through all of this over the 15 days and really helping you to really bring some get conscious or more conscious, deepen into you and what is in your life, and the things, the people, the places, the objects, etc. Next thing that has been crucial, and I still do this every day, is planning and tracking. I literally plan everything in my entire life, and I have things automated, I have things scheduled, I have systems, I have habits, I have routines, and it took me quite a long while to set this up. I have something on Trello, a system that I use, and I calendar things, I get notifications, and I've been working this system for quite a long time. And through just staying consistent with that, it's helped me to only focus on the actual priority things. And yes, I haven't been 100% perfect with it, but it takes care of things like meal planning, shopping, stuff with the car. I'm never very good at like going to get the car washed or hoovering the car or going down to the doctor's to pick up a prescription for my husband or something. It's the little things like answering emails or going through admin stuff on my desk and paying bills or scheduling appointments with the dentist or the doctor or whatever the thing is. It can feel really like tough sometimes when we're trying to do all of these things, and bringing into that also your healthy habits, the things that are supporting your alcohol and sugar freedom, like taking care of everything. So having some kind of home lifestyle management system, you know, looking after the kids, doing the washing, all of the hats we have to wear. Bring in your business into this as well. If you have a business, what are the things in your business, the daily activities that you need to be doing to be bringing in your clients, or the big thing that you want to be working on in your business? If it's you're writing a book, you're launching a podcast, whatever the thing is, are those things taken care of? So this is my thing that I adore helping people with. Literally organising, decluttering, sorting, being productive. We feel like we're winning. But it's not only this, we need to pair this, because we can be really good at doing stuff, we need to pair this with being, with restoring, with receiving, right? This is the other part of it. We need both. We also have to make it feel fun. So make sure, so this is something I learned, it can get very boring. It can feel stale. It can start feeling like, oh, is this it? Like, I'm sober, now what? I'm like doing this, now what? Here's a golden nugget of something you might think, oh, but actually it's really powerful, and that is to schedule in, make sure every month on your calendar you have scheduled in fun time. Now what that means is time doing something just for you. Maybe it's seeing a friend, meeting a friend for coffee, or taking yourself out on a solo adventure for one and visiting a new place. Something I love to do is just go somewhere. It can be a new place or not, and I will buy a takeaway coffee and I'll go and sit on a bench somewhere and just look at the surroundings, or go and take a book somewhere, or even just like sitting on your bed, having a cup of tea, having a bath in the middle of the day, planning a mini break, having a massage. Like, think of all the money that you'll save from not doing the thing that you have been doing, from not really numbing out and squashing. Perhaps it's just to really invest in some gorgeous, maybe organic, toxin-free beauty products, things that you would love, or some aromatherapy oils, or just things to really, like, it's investing in these specific foods, things you listen to, things you consume. They don't all need to cost money. Some do, some don't. You know, what are the driving things that you want to bring in, that you need to schedule, prioritize, that feel fun, that feel nurturing, that feel like they are absolutely feeding your soul freedom goals? And our goals are like our lifelong journey with this. So scheduling freedom things, pleasure things, things that feel good. And again, this is part of the wellness tree. We have branches for all of these different things. If you're currently watching and you're like, I love this, I want to learn more about the tree as well, I've actually started a new super low cost soul wealth sister circle. We literally have our first call this afternoon. I cannot wait, but it's a really nurturing circle. We're going to be working on this together. So this is great if you're not wanting coaching yet, you're just like wanting to work on this like more on your own, but with a group of people as well that really understand. Come and join the Soul Wealth Circle. I'm also going to be sharing in that group a lot of the energetic pieces as well. That's more of the spiritual, energetic stuff that that I have been learning, that I'm newly qualified in. We're going to be bringing that through to help in a deeper way as well. If you want the details of that, pop me a private message or in the comments here, and I will circle back to you a little later today. I've also got coaching available as well if you do want that deep support. But if you're just after like, no, I just want the free stuff, come to the challenge on the 16th of September. I'm so looking forward to that. And then just to really drum home, lastly, keep practicing. This is a practice. Think like an athlete, an Olympian. They didn't get to where they are today without loads of failures, loads of disappointments. It's like a little child learning to walk. They're going to fall over, they're going to hurt their knees, they're going to bang their heads, they're going to cry, but they get back up again because they have to walk, or they're never going to walk, and they're going to be like sat in a chair for the rest of their life. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like we have to push ourselves to keep on keeping on. A little bird learning to fly. If we want to grow, to learn to grow, which is our natural instincts, we need to take these baby stretches forward and push ourselves. In the last 8 years of my journey, it's felt so uncomfortable at times, so uncomfortable as I've stretched into different life areas, growing my business, coming on here, doing Facebook Lives. I never used to be able to do this. Like starting a business, I love to help people in their businesses as well, to get visible, to be confident, to show up. Like literally, it's everything, isn't it? So embrace imperfection, lots of kindness and compassion. share with each other. You have this gorgeous group to connect, to share, to ask questions, reach out. You can find accountability partners. You've got me, you can ask me questions. Like, I've got free resources and things to help. Literally, like, we just need to knuckle down, do the work, and stop buying into our excuses. I bought into my excuses so many times, like, this feels hard, it's not the right time, I'll wait until this time, I'll wait till I've moved house, I'll wait till after the holidays, I'll wait till after Christmas. You think Christmas is only a few months away, and I quit drinking 5th of September 2016, and I was worried about Christmas. But I thought, I'm just going to have to do it. If I keep avoiding this, I'm never going to do it. And then I thought, if I do Christmas alcohol free, I've done it. I've got the first one under my belt. I've done it. Think about, like, after Christmas, New Year, if I do that sober, like, think about, I can turn around and say, I did it. I did it. And, like, what an achievement. And I did do it. I've done every single Christmas completely alcohol free. So this will be my 9th one, and I can promise you, if you approach it right, in the right way that feels good to you, and you support yourself, you're in the right mindset, it feels amazing. There is nothing so precious. You've got to try it. Even if you just do one and you're like, oh, I just want to experience it. There's nothing like it. And if you want actual support with that, I am going to be taking the ladies in the Soul Wealth Circle, my low-cost membership. We're going to be doing it together. Doing it together is just so gorgeous. So reach out if you want information on that. So I hope you found this helpful. I'm sorry it was a bit of a long one. And I hope it made sense as well, because I kind of have so much to say sometimes, and I'm working on getting it more concise and to the point. Thank you for joining me live. I can see some of you watching. Thank you, thank you. If you're going to be catching this replay in Facebook or on YouTube, thank you for catching up. Just make sure that you do ask questions. I'm here to help, and yeah, keep going. Just absolutely keep going. Wherever you are on your journey, keep going. Like, make that soul freedom happen. Lots and lots of love, and remember the challenge. I want to see you all signing up to the challenge. Very, very exciting. Take care. Bye.